How do you get over the fear of cold calling? The anxiety that you have when you're about to make your first call, when you're about to walk into the first office, when you're about to knock on the first door. That anxiety is always there. So in this video, I'm going to share with you two methods that have worked very well for me over the last 10 years of my sales and marketing career. And trust me, the fear and anxiety is always there. No matter how long you have been in this role, it's always there. But with these two methods, it'll probably help you. What's up guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. It's Jaden here. And this is actually a question by one of the viewers. So I really appreciate all these kind of questions because I know specifically what help I can provide you guys. So please, if you have any kind of questions, just leave them in the comment section down below. So the question is, how do you actually get over the fear and anxiety of cold calling? And how do you actually get better at cold calling? So for me personally, when I first started out in sales and marketing, I was doing a lot of cold calls. Probably in my whole career, I've called over hundreds of businesses. I have knocked on hundreds of offices, and I do understand the fear of, picking up your phone and making the first call, especially at the start of the day, right? The thought of secretly hoping that the person doesn't pick up the phone. So I'm not sure if you have the same feeling as me, but sometimes subconsciously, I kind of hope that the person I'm calling doesn't pick up the phone, right? Just because I can avoid that rejection. Before actually making the first call, there'll be a few thoughts that comes into the mind, which is, what if it goes wrong? What if I'm going to get scolded? And I think it all leads to what if I fucked up? What if I fuck up the sales process? What if I fuck up the call, right? And so this creates that fear, this creates that anxiety that you have. So I'm going to share with you two methods. And I think these two methods have really helped me in terms of reaching out to people, in terms of cold calling businesses, in terms of just reaching out to a stranger and talking to them and making a conversation. So I'm going to bring you to the whiteboard. So here's the two methods that you will be using to help you get over the fear and anxiety. This has helped me a lot, like I mentioned, and so I'm going to share this with you. Firstly, it's what you need to prepare physically. And secondly, as important as physically, you need to prepare yourself mentally. All right. So I'm going to show you what you can do to prepare yourself physically and mentally as well. So first of all, physically, what you need to do is you need to prepare a script. Okay. This is an actual physical script where it shows you what you need to say from the introduction to the meat of the script to what's the call to action, like what do you want the person to do, right? I'm not going to show you how to come up with a script here because there's tons of resources out there you can find on YouTube, on the internet, on Google. So I'm not going to give you a script because whatever that you're offering and also the target audience that you are talking to, the market that you're in, everything will be different, right? So the first thing you need to do is prepare a script. Resources are out there on the internet, on YouTube. Go and search it for yourself, right? So when you have a script prepared, right, what you want to do is you want to practice reading your script. Okay, it doesn't have to take that long, but you need to be able to practice your script so that you're familiar with what you're going to say. Because when you're on the call, you're not going to refer to the script as much as possible because you're trying to sound natural, right? So practice reading your script, and what you also want to do is you want to keep the pace slow and steady. Okay, and the reason why is because the purpose of the call is not to finish the script. The purpose of the call is to get the person to take an action, depending on what actions you want, right? Whether if it's scheduling a follow-up call, whether if it's a proposal, what you're trying to do when you are cold calling somebody is for them to take an action, right? So keep your pace slow and steady. And lastly, you need to sound confident and friendly, right? Because when you are afraid, and trust me, I know the feeling of having to do your first cold call. In fact, every single day when I do my first full cold call, usually the first 5 people that I call or that I do some kind of cold outreach to, I feel more fear and anxiety, right? And what you want to do is you need to be able to sound confident and friendly because the fear that you have can actually be heard by the person on the phone, right? So you want to be able to sound confident and friendly, which brings to the second point, you need to feel good. All right, so how do you feel good? It's actually very simple. You dress well, you smell good, you look good. Okay, So even when you are cold calling, right? You can be cold calling anywhere, you can be cold calling at home, but you need to dress well, dress for the occasion. You need to smell good. You also need to look good, right? So don't cold call in your pajamas. Don't cold call when you look sloppy, because the state of where you are in will not be the most confident state that you will be, right? So in order for you to sound confident and friendly, you need to be able to dress well, smell good, look good, and overall this help boost your confidence, right? Because if you don't feel good, generally you won't sound confident and friendly. Okay, so this is the second thing that you need to do in terms of physical. Okay, the third thing that you need to do is you need to prepare your numbers. Okay, so what do I mean by numbers? How many calls will you be making today, right? So give yourself a number, whether if it's 30 calls, 50 calls, 100 calls, depending on what is your benchmark, right? You can set it yourself, but that is the amount of people that you'll be cold calling today, right? And you need to commit to this number. No matter if you face rejection in the first 5 or first 10, no matter what, you're going to make sure that you call your numbers. You're going to hit your numbers today. Now, if you're not sure how many calls you'll be making today, the other question that you can ask yourself is, how long will you be calling today? Right? So it can be like you dedicated 1 hour, and within that 1 hour, you're just basically focusing on calling. You're doing nothing else. You're just calling, right? So how long will you be calling today? Will it be 1 hour? Will it be 2 hours? Will it be 30 minutes? Right? So you have to prepare your numbers, and you can kind of choose how many calls or how long you will take. And last but not least, okay, your preparation time, okay? Do not spend more than 5 to 10 minutes to prepare, okay? Do not spend more than 5 to 10 minutes to prepare, right? Once you have your script ready, you should have your script ready before you start your cold calling process, right? But do not spend more than 5 to 10 minutes to prepare, right? And the reason why you don't want to spend so long to prepare is because the longer you take, the more friction you will have. You will not likely pick up the first phone call and call. The main idea here is you want to take action fast, right? So after 5 to 10 minutes, no matter what it is, pick up the phone, call the first customer, knock on the first door, send the first cold email, whatever it is, just do it. Take action fast, right? This will get you into the momentum of the whole entire process, right? So in terms of physically, this is what you need to do. Prepare a script, feel good, prepare your numbers, and make sure that your preparation time is less than 5 to 10 minutes. And then all you have to do is just get started. Now, the next set of bucket is mentality. And I think this it's equally, if not more important than physically, right? And I'm going to spend a little bit more time here on the mental aspect. You should keep this as a mantra because it will help you within your cold calling process to make sure that your state is at the correct place, right? So mentally, what do you need to do? There are 4 things that you can prepare yourself mentally. Number 1, do not take things personally, all right? When a person is rejecting you, right? When you pick up the phone call and the person rejects you, the person is not rejecting you personally. The person is not saying, hey, you suck, right? The person is rejecting the product. The person is rejecting the pitch. So you need to disassociate yourself from the rejection, right? The person is not saying you suck. The person is highly likely saying that the product sucks, or the pitch sucks, or your service sucks, or your offer sucks, right? It's nothing to do with you. You need to disassociate yourself from the rejection, right? Do not take things personally. They are not rejecting you. So that's first. Secondly is what I call the, oh shit, you're getting better. Okay? And what do I mean? When you face a rejection, you have to remind yourself that this is good. This rejection is good. And the reason why you need to feel good about the rejection is because it's building your resilience. Just like how you cannot be strong without challenges, right? In order for you to be strong, you need to go through challenges. So in order for you to get good at cold calling, you need to have rejections. They have to coexist together. So unless you want to be good at cold calling, then you have to deal with rejections, right? Similar with how you wish to be strong in life, right? You cannot be strong in life if you go through a life that doesn't give you any kind of challenges, right? So these two coexist together. So every single time when you face a rejection, you have to remind yourself, again, this is a mantra, right? Remind yourself that, oh shit, this is a chance for you to get better. You are getting better because in order for you to get better, you have to take on rejections, right? They have to coexist together. So this second point is what I call the oh shit. You have rejection, you're getting better. Okay, third, have the correct expectations. The reason why after rejections, we sometimes feel down is because we don't have the correct expectations. We expect that when we make a phone call or when we reach out to somebody cold, we expect them to say yes, right? We expect them to agree with what we say. We expect them to want what we have to offer, right? And this is the wrong expectation. Just like, for example, if today I were to ask you, can you get a 6-pack in a day, right? You probably say that it's impossible. And what if it's a week? Can I get a 6-pack in a week? You probably say, yeah, that's highly unlikely. How about a month? How about 3 months? How about 6 months? You know, the longer that you spend, right? If I were to ask you, can I get a 6-pack in 6 months? You probably say, yeah, there's a high chance that I can, provided if I stick to the plan, provided I stick to the nutrition, right? So this is the same. Like if I were to ask you, do you think you can get good at cold calling? Do you think you can get good at doing this cold sales in a day, right? It's probably not possible, right? How about a week? How about a month? How about 3 months? How about 6 months, right? So when you are just starting out, especially when you're just starting out as a beginner, trust me, I understand that the feeling of being rejected, the feeling of the anxiety of picking up the call and then getting rejected on the phone, and then knowing that you have to put down the phone and pick up the phone again to call the next person, knowing that there's a chance that you might face the same rejection, right? I know that feeling, but the correct expectation is this is the norm, right? This is normal for you to be good. This is normal for you to get customers. This is normal for you, people to reject you, right? So have the correct expectation. This will help you mentally whenever you are facing a rejection, right? Whenever you put down your phone after the rejection, you know that, hey, this is normal. This is entirely normal, right? And last but not least, you have to trust the process, okay? What is the process? The process is actually very simple. First, you fail, okay? The first step is you have to fail first, right? You have to get rejected. You have to change your pitch, change your script here and there, right? But you have to fail, right? After you fail, what you need to do is you need to learn, okay? How come what you are doing did not work? Why is it not working? Why is the person not interested in your offer? Why is the person saying no, right? So you have to learn what didn't work. Then what you do is you optimize. You change your script, you change the way of how your introduction sounds, you change your offer, you change your call to action to the person that you're speaking to, right? But you optimize, right? And what you do is you fail again, okay? You fail again because some things that you try works, but some things you try didn't work, right? And so you fail again, and what do you do after you fail? You learn again. You learn what didn't work, what worked, and this whole process keeps going on and on and on until you are able to get your customers or the people that you're speaking to do what you want, right? Either booking a call with you, either requesting for a proposal, whatever it is that you want. You have to trust the process. Then the process is very simple. You have to fail first, learn, optimize, fail again, learn, optimize. This is the entire process. Like, it's a cycle. Just to recap, physically, what you need to prepare is you have to prepare a script. You need to feel good. You have to prepare your numbers and also set a preparation time, right? And in terms of mentally, this is your mantra that you stick to. Number one, do not take things personally. Number two, every rejection, it's a signal to tell you that, oh shit, you're actually getting better. Number three, have the correct expectations. 8% out of 10% is going to reject you, 2% is going to say yes. That is the correct expectation. Last but not least, trust the process. Every single time you fail, you learn something from the failure. You optimize, change things, and you fail again, learn, optimize, change until you are able to find a process that works for you, that gets you the results that you want. That's all for this video. I'm really interested to know what kind of challenges that you guys are facing. So I've created a new Facebook group. The link is down below. So join the Facebook group, ask me all your questions, and I'll be able to look at your questions and help you in detail. And if you like this video, please help me to press the like button, subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified whenever a new video like this come out, and also tell me what challenges you are facing in the comment section down below. With that being said, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.